If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, hit that subscribe button. This story might hit too close to home. Here's the thing about betrayal: it never announces itself. It creeps in slowly, disguised as a joke, a smile, a moment you brush off because trusting people is easier than questioning them. My name is Ethan Cole, and on New Year's Eve 2016, I learned that lesson the hardest way possible. The city pulsed with anticipation that night. Fireworks crackled in the distance, laughter spilled from every balcony, and countdown anthems echoed through open windows. Inside my apartment courtyard, string lights glowed against the winter haze like fragile promises about to shatter. I was hosting a small party with my girlfriend Lena and my brother Ryan. Just the three of us to start, then friends would join later. We'd spent the afternoon loading up on food, cheap champagne, and enough beer to last until sunrise. Everything felt right, comfortable, familiar, safe. Ryan had just returned home for the holidays after moving 2 states away. God, I'd missed him. We were only a year apart, practically twins growing up. The kind of brothers who knew each other's thoughts before they were spoken, who fought weekly but would take a bullet for each other without hesitation. And Lena? She'd been in my life for almost a year. Magnetic doesn't even begin to describe her. She was witty, mysterious, unpredictable, the kind of woman who could turn a trip to the grocery store into an adventure. Being with her felt like living inside a movie. If you're enjoying this story, please like this video and let me know in the comments if you've ever experienced betrayal like this. Around 10 p.m., guests still hadn't arrived. I suggested we relax in the courtyard beneath those string lights hanging between the palm trees like lazy stars. 2 large hammocks swayed gently in the breeze. I settled into one, expecting Lena to curl up beside me like always. Instead, she slipped into Ryan's hammock. I waited for the punchline. For her to laugh, tease me, and switch over. She didn't. She just smiled at him, that slow, deliberate smile that used to be mine, and said something too quiet for me to hear. He laughed, nervous and low, rubbing the back of his neck the way he did when he felt awkward. A knot of irritation twisted in my gut, but I forced it down. It's fine, I told myself. They barely know each other. She's just being friendly. Still, something felt off. The way their hammocks rocked side by side in perfect rhythm under those golden lights. The way they seemed to exist in their own bubble, separate from me. But I ignored it. By 11, the courtyard filled with friends. Music blared, bottles clinked, laughter bounced off the walls. I let the earlier tension dissolve into the buzz of celebration. We toasted to another year, made ridiculous resolutions, danced until the neighbors complained. For a while, everything felt normal again. But somewhere between the last shot and the final song, something shifted. A strange fog rolled over my mind. My limbs grew heavy. My thoughts moved like syrup through my brain. I'd only had 2 drinks, maybe 3, but I felt like I'd downed 10. Hey, I mumbled to Lena, swaying as I leaned toward her. I need to lie down. Don't feel so great. She tilted her head, eyes soft but impossible to read. You go ahead, she said. I'll have one more drink with Ryan and join you in a bit. The words blurred together, but I nodded. Sure, fine. I stumbled down the hallway into my room, the world spinning violently. My last clear thought before darkness swallowed me was the faint echo of their laughter just outside my door. Drop a comment below if you think you know where this is going. When I woke, the room was still spinning. The music had died. The apartment sat in eerie silence, too quiet, too still. My throat was sandpaper. My head pounded like a hammer against an anvil. And somewhere deep in my gut, a sick realization began to form. Something was very, very wrong. I pushed myself up, unsteady, and shuffled toward the living room. Dim light from the kitchen spilled across the floor. And there, on the couch, I saw them. Lena. Ryan. Her body pressed against his. His hand tangled in her hair. Their lips moving with desperate, hungry urgency. For a long second, my brain refused to process what I was seeing. It felt like watching someone else's nightmare projected onto my life. When I finally found my voice, it came out raw and trembling. Get the hell out. They both froze. Lena turned, mascara smudged beneath her eyes, face arranged in perfect false shock. Ryan's mouth opened and closed like a fish drowning in air. Ethan, wait. Out. Louder this time. Both of you. Now. My hands shook. My vision blurred, not from alcohol, but from the crushing weight of betrayal. I walked past them into my room, slammed the door, and collapsed onto the bed. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just lay there, staring at the ceiling, feeling like something vital had been scooped out of my chest. Morning came dull and cold. The apartment reeked of stale alcohol and regret. When I walked into the living room, they were gone. Only silence remained, and a half-empty glass of champagne mocking me from the counter. I called her later that day. Not because I wanted to, but because I needed confirmation it wasn't some drug-induced hallucination. She didn't deny it. Didn't even try. Just said, it wasn't supposed to happen like that. Like that was the part that mattered. That's when the other memory surfaced, sharp and sickening. The first time she ever came over, months earlier, I passed out the same way. Same strange drowsiness. Same spinning room after just a couple of drinks. I used to joke that she'd roofied me on our first date. She'd smile but never laugh. I never thought twice about it. Until that moment. If this story is resonating with you, please subscribe to the channel. We share real stories about relationships, betrayal, and healing. The aftermath. I broke up with her that morning. Packed her things into a box and left it outside my door. I didn't speak to Ryan again. Not then, not after. He tried once. Called 3 times in a row, left a voicemail I never played. After that, only silence. We'd shared everything since childhood, secrets, bruises, triumphs, dreams. But there are some lines you can't come back from. Some betrayals that echo long after the shouting stops. It's been years now. I've moved to another city, built a quieter life, surrounded myself with people who understand the meaning of loyalty. But every New Year's Eve, when the fireworks start and the sky bursts open with light, I think of that night. How easily something pure can fracture. How quickly trust can dissolve. And somewhere in that flicker of memory, I still see them, swaying together in that hammock under the golden lights, before I ever knew what was coming. Before everything I loved dissolved into one single, unforgettable night. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening to my story. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted completely? How did you move forward? And remember, the way people treat you in your darkest moments tells you everything you need to know about who they really are. See you in the next video.